It was a bright and sparkling morning in Enchancia. The sun gleamed across the castle towers, and birds sang cheerful tunes. Princess Sofia twirled around her room, humming happily as Clover, her bunny friend, watched from her bedpost. "Clover," she said, tying her amulet around her neck, "today feels special. I can feel the magic in the air." Just then, a knock came on the door. "Sofia," called Amber, her sister. "Father is announcing something exciting in the courtyard." Sofia dashed down the golden stairs, her lilac gown fluttering. In the courtyard stood King Roland, Queen Miranda, Prince James, and a group of royal guards beside a grand, mysterious map. "My children," said the king with a proud smile, "we have been invited to celebrate the blooming festival in the enchanted meadows. But this year I want it to be a family adventure. We'll travel there ourselves." Amber gasped. "An adventure? But what about the royal carriages and servants?" Roland chuckled. "We'll go the simple way, through the forest path. It'll be fun." Sophia's eyes sparkled. "Oh, this sounds amazing. We'll see magical creatures and maybe even help someone along the way." Miranda smiled warmly. "Just remember, Sofia, adventures are wonderful, but safety and teamwork come first." The next morning the royal family set off. Sofia rode her pony, Minimus, while James kept teasing her about who would spot the first magical creature. The forest shimmered with dewdrops and soft rays of sunlight. They passed through whispering trees and glowing flowers, laughing and singing as they went. But soon they reached a fork in the road. One path was wide and safe, the other narrow and covered in vines that glowed faintly. Amber pointed to the wide one. "That way looks safer." Sofia tilted her head. "But look at those glowing vines. Maybe they lead to something special. I'll just take a quick peek." Before anyone could stop her, Sofia trotted forward. The vines glittered brighter with every step, until the ground beneath her began to tremble. Minimus neighed and stumbled backward as Sofia fell onto a patch of mossy ground. "Sofia!" Amber cried. Sofia tried to sit up, wincing slightly. "I'm okay, I think." But when she looked at her leg, she saw a tiny cut shimmering faintly with golden sparkles. Clover hopped to her side. "Uh-oh, Sofia, that's not an ordinary scratch." Suddenly, the vines around her began to twist and glow, whispering softly as if alive. A warm, strange light pulsed from the little cut on Sofia's knee. Amber gasped. "That looks magical." And as Sofia's amulet glowed faintly in response, she realized this was no ordinary adventure. She had awakened something ancient and enchanted deep within the forest of Enchancia. Her magical adventure had only just begun. Sofia tried to brush the golden dust from her knee, but the sparkles only glowed brighter. The air around her shimmered softly, and the vines seemed to hum with energy. Clover hopped closer, twitching his nose. "Sofia," he said nervously, "I don't think that's just a scratch. That's forest magic." "Forest magic?" Sofia echoed, her eyes wide. Before Clover could reply, a gentle voice whispered through the trees, "The heart that glows must find the rose." Amber clutched her skirt. "Did anyone else hear that? Because I'm officially creeped out." King Roland hurried forward with Miranda. "Sofia, are you hurt badly?" he asked, kneeling beside her. Sofia shook her head. "It just stings a little, but I think something's trying to talk to us." The Queen frowned thoughtfully. "I've heard tales of the Whispering Woods," she said. "They say those vines protect an ancient flower, the heart-bloom rose, which can only be found by someone truly kind and brave." James grinned. "Well, that sounds like you, Sofia." Sofia blushed. "Maybe, but I didn't mean to wake it up." As the family discussed what to do, the vines began to move again, forming a glowing path deeper into the forest. The magic spark on Sofia's knee pulsed in rhythm with the vine's glow, as if guiding her. Miranda placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Maybe it's showing you where to go." Sofia nodded. "Then I have to follow it, but I'll be careful, I promise." The king hesitated, then sighed. "Very well, but we go together." And so, the royal family, along with Clover and Minimus, followed the vine-lit trail into the whispering woods. The deeper they went, the more magical it became. Trees glowed faintly blue, butterflies shimmered like tiny lanterns, and crystal-clear streams hummed like lullabies. "This place is beautiful," Sophia whispered. "I never knew the forest could sing." Amber crossed her hymns. "Well, I'd enjoy it more if it didn't feel like the trees were watching us." Suddenly a soft rustle came from above. Out of the branches dropped a small, fuzzy creature, no bigger than a teacup, with shimmering wings and a mischievous grin. "Who dares wake the forest's dreams?" it squeaked. Sophia blinked. "Oh, I'm sorry, little one. I didn't mean to. I just got a tiny cut, and it started glowing." The creature gasped. "You're marked by the heart bloom. Oh dear, oh dear. You must find the rose before sunset, or the magic may linger too long." Amber frowned. "What happens if it lingers?" The creature flapped its wings nervously. "You'll start to sparkle forever." James burst out laughing. "Sophia the Glitter Princess!" Sophia giggled too, but her knee was beginning to throb. The golden light pulsed faster now. "Then I guess we need to find that rose fast." The creature nodded. "Follow the glow of your heart. It knows the way." And with that, it zipped ahead, leaving a trail of sparkling dust. The royal family hurried after it, their laughter and footsteps echoing in the magical forest. But as the shadows deepened and the path wound deeper into the unknown, Sophia began to feel something strange. The glow from her injury wasn't just leading her, it was calling her. She placed her hand over her amulet. "Whatever magic this is," she whispered, "I'm ready to face it." But none of them noticed the two glowing eyes watching them from behind the ancient trees, eyes that had waited centuries for someone with a pure heart to awaken the forest again. The adventure, and Sophia's greatest test, was just beginning. The golden trail of light from Sophia's knee shimmered faintly through the thickening trees, leading them deeper into the whispering woods. The air grew cooler, filled with the scent of dew and wild magic. Soft voices, whispers of leaves and unseen beings, seemed to guide them onward. Clover hopped nervously beside Sophia. "I don't like this, Sophia. Every time I blink, the trees look different." "Stay close, Clover," Sophia said kindly. "We'll be fine. The forest wouldn't call us if it meant harm, right?" Amber gave her a doubtful glance. "Let's hope it's not calling us for lunch." James chuckled, but even his grin faded as they entered a vast glade covered in glowing flowers. In the center stood an enormous ancient tree, its bark silver and gold, its branches reaching toward the sky like open arms. "The whispering tree," Queen Miranda breathed. "It's real." Sophia stared in awe. The glow from her knee flared brighter than ever, and suddenly, the vines that had been sleeping around the tree began to move. They untangled slowly, forming the outline of a majestic creature, half deer, half spirit, with eyes like liquid moonlight. The creature bowed gracefully. "Princess Sofia of Enchancia," it said, its voice deep and kind. "The forest knows your heart. You have awakened the guardian." Sophia stepped forward, amazed. You're the guardian of the Whispering Woods?" "I am called Lyora," the creature replied. "For centuries I have protected the heartbloom rose, a flower born from courage and kindness. But when you touched the vines, the forest recognized your light and chose you as its seeker." Sophia blinked. "Its seeker?" "Yes," Lyora said solemnly. "Only one with a heart pure enough to heal what was once broken may find the heartbloom. But beware, the forest tests those it deems worthy. Your courage, your kindness, your wisdom, all will be tried before you who may reach it." Amber frowned. "She's just a little girl. You can't expect her to face dangerous tests." Leora smiled gently. "Courage isn't about size, young princess. It is about heart." Sophia felt a spark of determination. "If the forest needs me to help it, then I'll try. What do I have to do?" The guardian's eyes glimmered. You must follow the glow of your mark. It will lead you to 3 challenges, one of heart, one of mind, and one of spirit. Complete them before the final sunset's ray, and the heart bloom, rose shall appear. The vines beside Leora parted, revealing 3 shimmering paths. Each one glowed a different color, pink, blue, and gold. James whispered, "I vote we take the gold one." Sofia smiled softly. "No, I think the blue one's calling me." As she stepped toward the glowing blue path, a gentle breeze circled around her, carrying faint laughter, almost like the forest itself was cheering her on. Leora lowered her head. "Remember, Princess Sofia, every step you take with love will light the way." Sofia turned back to her family. "Don't worry. I'll be okay. I think this is something I have to do." Amber looked worried, but nodded. "We'll be right here when you return." And so, with Clover hopping beside her and her amulet softly shining, Sofia walked into the blue-lit path, her heart pounding with courage and wonder. But just as she disappeared into the mist, the 2 golden eyes watching from the shadows moved closer. A low, whispery laugh echoed through the woods. "The forest has found its seeker again," the voice hissed. "But will she be strong enough to finish what was begun long ago?" The guardian lifted its head, sensing the danger. "May the light protect you, Sofia," it whispered, "for the shadows have awoken too." The blue-lit path glimmered like moonlight as Sofia stepped deeper into the whispering woods. The soft glow from her injured knee pulsed gently, leading her forward. Clover hopped beside her, trying to stay brave despite his twitching whiskers. "Remind me again," he grumbled, "why magical glowing paths always lead to tests instead of snack tables." Sofia giggled softly. "Because adventures are meant to teach us something, Clover, not just feed us." "Still think snacks could teach me plenty," he muttered, but followed anyway. The air around them began to shimmer. The trees grew taller, their leaves turning silver under a strange light. Finally, they entered a clearing where a crystal-clear pool lay surrounded by glowing lilies. The surface was so smooth it looked like glass. "This must be it," Sofia whispered. "The first trial." As she approached, her amulet glowed brighter, casting violet ripples across the water. Then, as if stirred by invisible hands, the reflection in the pool shifted, showing not her face, but scenes from her past. She saw herself as a little girl, nervous and unsure when she first became a princess. She saw the times she'd stumbled, made mistakes, and even cried when things felt too hard. Clover peered into the pool and gasped. "Whoa, is that you crying over your flying lesson?" Sofia blushed. "Yeah, I wasn't very confident back then." A soft voice echoed across the clearing, calm and ancient. "To move forward, you must face what you fear most, your own doubt." Sofia stepped closer to the pool. The reflection changed again, showing her current self surrounded by swirling shadows, echoes of her worries. "You're not brave enough. You'll only make things worse. What if you fail?" Sofia's heart pounded. She knew those voices. They were her own fears. Clover hopped onto a lily pad and frowned at the water. "Don't listen to them." "Sofia, you've helped kingdoms, befriended fairies, even talked to dragons. You can handle this." She smiled faintly, though her eyes filled with tears. "But what if I can't fix this magic? What if I just made everything worse?" The shadows in the pool grew darker, reaching toward her. For a moment she felt the sting of fear, the same feeling she'd had when she fell and got hurt. But then she placed a hand over her amulet. "I'm not perfect," she said softly, "but I always try my best. And that's what makes me brave." The water rippled brightly, and the shadows melted away. The reflection now showed Sofia standing strong and smiling, her heart glowing like light itself. The voice returned. "You have faced your doubt and found your courage. The first trial is complete." The pool shimmered, rising into the air like liquid light before forming a glowing blue crystal that floated into Sofia's hands. Clover's eyes widened. "Well, that's fancy. Think we can trade it for snacks now?" Sofia laughed through happy tears. "Not yet. But I think we're one step closer to finding the heart bloom." The crystal pulsed once, then flew ahead, forming another glowing path, this one golden and warm. Sofia took a deep breath. The second trial must be waiting. But just as they stepped forward, the ground trembled, leaves rustled. From the edge of the forest, two golden eyes blinked again, closer this time, burning brighter. Clover gulped. Sofia, I think someone's been following us." Sofia turned toward the darkness, her amulet glowing brighter in warning. "Then we'll be ready, because I'm not afraid anymore." And as they followed the golden trail into the heart of the forest, a whisper floated on the wind, low and haunting. "Courage may light the way, little princess, but light always casts a shadow." The golden trail shimmered ahead like sunlight woven into the forest floor. Sofia walked carefully, Clover bouncing beside her, his ears flicking nervously at every rustle. The glow from her knee still pulsed gently, matching the rhythm of her heartbeat. "I think we're close," Sofia whispered. "This magic feels warmer." "Warm is good," Clover said. "Cold usually means creepy stuff." The trees began to part, revealing a breathtaking sight, a sparkling river flowing with golden water. Over it stretched a bridge made of light, flickering as though alive. "That must be the next trial," Sofia said softly. Just then, the air shimmered again, and a small silver sprite appeared, her wings like glittering snowflakes. "Princess Sofia," she chimed, bowing politely. "Welcome to the Bridge of Kindness." Sofia smiled. "Hello. Are you the guardian of this trial?" The sprite nodded. "Yes. To cross safely, you must show the strength of your heart, not through bravery, but through kindness. For every step you take, the bridge will test your compassion." Clover frowned. "Compassion? What kind of test is that? She's already one of the nicest humans I know." The sprite's eyes sparkled. "Then this should be easy." Sofia stepped onto the bridge, and the golden light rippled beneath her feet. As soon as she took her first step, a soft cry echoed in the air. She looked down. Below the bridge, tiny forest creatures were tangled in vines, struggling to break free. "Oh no," Sofia gasped. "They need help." The sprite's voice echoed gently. "Every act of kindness strengthens your path." Sofia knelt and reached down, using a small spell from her amulet to untangle the vines. As each creature was freed, the bridge glowed brighter. Rabbits, fairies, and even a baby dragon chirped happily before vanishing into golden sparkles. Clover smiled proudly. "See? I told you you're the best." But when Sofia stood again, the bridge wavered. A new challenge appeared, a frightened fox cub crying on the other side. Between them stretched a section of the bridge that was cracked and unstable. Sofia bit her lip. "If I cross too fast, I'll fall. But if I wait, the cub might slip." Clover tugged at her dress. "Careful, Sofia." Sofia took a deep breath. Sometimes kindness means taking risks for others. She inched forward slowly, using her magic to stabilize each glowing plank beneath her feet. Her injured leg trembled slightly, but she pressed on. When she finally reached the cub, she scooped it up gently, whispering, "It's okay. You're safe now." The cub nuzzled her cheek, and in that moment, the entire bridge flared with golden light, solid and strong. The sprite appeared again, her eyes shining. "You have shown true kindness, Princess, not only through your heart, but through your courage to care even when it was hard." Sofia smiled, feeling warmth spread through her. Kindness makes everything stronger, even magic. The sprite nodded. "Take this blessing, Sofia of Enchancia." A glowing golden petal drifted down into Sofia's hand, joining the blue crystal from the first trial. The petal and crystal merged, forming a tiny heart of light that hovered above her palm. Clover tilted his head. "So what happens now?" "The final trial," Sofia said quietly. "The test of spirit." But before she could take another step, The forest dimmed. The warm light faded, replaced by cold shadows creeping along the ground. The gentle song of the forest grew silent. Then, from the darkness, a familiar pair of golden eyes appeared. Closer than ever before, a low, echoing growl filled the air. Clover gasped. "That's not a friendly forest creature, is it?" Sofia stood tall, clutching her amulet. "No, that's the shadow Lyora warned us about." The creature stepped into the light, a towering, misty figure with wings of smoke and a face that shifted like fog. Its voice was a chilling whisper. "So the little princess thinks she can heal the forest? The same forest that hurt her?" Sofia's heart raced, but she stood her ground. "Yes, because magic doesn't have to hurt. It can heal, if you use it with love." The shadow laughed, a sound like rustling leaves in a storm. "Then come, princess. Prove it." The bridge dissolved, leaving only swirling light, the entrance to Sofia's final challenge. Sofia looked back at Clover, who gulped but nodded bravely. "Let's finish this," she said, "together." And with her amulet shining and her heart steady, Sofia stepped into the heart of the forest, toward the last and hardest trial of all. The swirling light wrapped around Sofia and Clover like a golden storm, carrying them through the air until they landed in a vast, moonlit clearing. The trees here were ancient, their branches silver, their leaves glowing faintly as though touched by stars. In the center stood a great crystal mirror, cracked down the middle, surrounded by shadow. "This place feels different," Clover whispered. "Quiet, but not the good kind of quiet." Sofia took a step forward, her amulet glowing faintly. This must be the final trial. The trial of spirit. A deep voice echoed from the shadows, smooth and chilling. "So you've come, little princess, the healer of hearts." The mist swirled, and the shadow creature appeared, its eyes gleaming gold, its form twisting and shifting. It looked almost human, yet its shape was made of darkness itself. "I know you," Sofia said softly. "You've been following me since I entered the forest." The creature laughed quietly. "I am the forest, child. The part that was forgotten. When greed and fear entered these woods long ago, the light fled, and I remained. I am the pain of what was lost." Sofia's chest tightened. "Then you're what the heartbloom rose is meant to heal." The shadow hissed, its voice like thunder. "Heal? Foolish girl! You cannot heal what you do not understand." The cracked mirror behind him flared, and suddenly Sofia saw herself reflected, not as she was, but surrounded by golden vines and faint scars of magic on her leg. The image looked frightened, uncertain. "This is your spirit," the shadow said. "We all have light and shadow. You try to be perfect, but deep down you fear failing those you love." Sofia's breath caught. The image in the mirror trembled, her reflection's eyes filling with tears. Clover hopped in front of her. "Hey, she's the bravest kid I know. Don't listen to this smoky nonsense." The shadow's eyes flashed. "Bravery without truth is just pride." Sofia stared at her reflection. She saw all the moments she'd doubted herself, when she felt she wasn't good enough to be a princess, when she'd made mistakes, when she'd been afraid. Her voice was small but steady. "You're right. I have been afraid. I've failed sometimes, but that's what makes me real. And every time I fell, I got back up, with help from my family, my friends, and my heart." The amulet glowed brighter, shining through the darkness. That's what spirit means. Not being perfect, but never giving up on kindness or courage, no matter what. The shadow flinched, as though the light burned him. "Stop!" Sofia took another step forward, her injured knee glowing golden again. "You're not just darkness. You're part of the forest, too. You've been lonely all this time, haven't you?" The shadow froze. For the first time, it looked uncertain. "I don't want to fight you," Sofia said gently. "I want to help you." She held out her hand. Light flowed from her amulet, and from the small heart-shaped crystal she'd earned in the earlier trials. Together, they formed a radiant beam that touched the shadow's chest. The creature gasped as cracks of light spread across its foam. Then slowly it began to change. its darkness melting into silver mist, revealing a sorrowful spirit beneath. Long ago, the spirit whispered, I was the guardian before Leora, until my own fear consumed me. Sofia smiled softly. Then it's time to let the forest forgive you. The spirit nodded weakly, bowing low. Your heart has healed what centuries of magic could not. The cracked mirror glowed, and then shattered into sparkles, revealing a single blooming flower, its petals golden and pink, glowing like sunrise. The heart bloom rose, Sofia breathed. As she reached for it, its light surrounded her completely, washing over her knee, her amulet, and her heart. The pain from her injury vanished, replaced by warmth and peace. Clover blinked in awe. You did it, Sofia. You actually healed the forest. Sofia smiled, tears of joy in her eyes. No, we did it, with courage, kindness, and a little faith. Above them, the forest began to sing, a gentle melody of wind and light. The vines that once whispered now bloomed in color, and the shadows faded into golden dust. And from the soft glow ahead, Leora the Guardian appeared once more. Princess Sofia, she said with pride, you have passed the final trial. The forest is whole again, because your spirit is pure and true. Sofia looked around in wonder. Then it's time to go home. Leora nodded. And to share what you've learned, for even light needs to be remembered. The heart bloom. Rose floated into Sofia's hands, glowing softly. As the world shimmered around her, she and Clover began their journey back, toward the forest's edge, where her family waited. But Sofia knew this wasn't just the end of an adventure. It was the beginning of her greatest lesson. The golden light of the heart bloom surrounded Sofia and Clover as they walked through the forest. Every tree, every flower, every stream seemed alive again, glowing softly with color and warmth. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blossoms and the once dead. Birkwoods now shimmered with life. Sofia held the glowing heartbloom rose carefully in her hands. Its petals pulsed gently, as if breathing in time with her heart. The small scratch on her knee was now only a faint silver mark, a reminder of everything she had learned. Clover hopped beside her, looking around in awe. I gotta say, Sofia, I liked this forest a lot better when it wasn't trying to scare us. Sofia giggled. It wasn't trying to scare us, Clover. It was trying to teach us. Teach us what? He asked, twitching his nose. She smiled softly. That even when things look dark, there's always light if we're brave enough to find it. As they neared the edge of the woods, the golden vines that had once guided them parted like a curtain, revealing the clearing where her family waited anxiously. Amber, James, Queen Miranda, and King Roland all rushed forward the moment they saw her. Sofia! Miranda cried, hugging her tightly. You're safe! Sofia smiled, hugging her mother back. I'm okay, Mom. The forest just needed a little help. Amber stared at the glowing rose in her hands. That's the heart bloom. It's beautiful. It healed the forest. And me, Sofia said softly. But it also reminded me that even small acts of kindness and courage can change the world. King Roland knelt beside her. You've grown so much, my little adventurer. I'm proud of you. Sofia blushed. Thank you, Dad, but I couldn't have done it without everyone. Even Clover. Clover puffed up his chest. Hey, I was very important emotional support. They all laughed, the sound echoing warmly through the woods. Suddenly, the golden rose shimmered and floated into the air. Its petals unfolded, releasing a soft breeze filled with glittering pollen. Wherever the golden dust touched, new flowers bloomed instantly. The forest sang again, a melody of harmony, hope, and healing. Leora appeared once more, her silver eyes filled with pride. The forest thanks you, Princess Sofia. The balance has been restored, and the shadow sleeps peacefully now. Sofia bowed her head. Thank you, Leora, for believing in me. Leora smiled. It was your heart that made the difference. Remember, magic is not only in spells or amulets, but in kindness and courage. That is the truest power of all. With that, the guardian faded into light, leaving only a soft glow that drifted upward like starlight. Amber sighed dreamily. "That was the most magical adventure ever." James grinned. "Next time, maybe I'll be the hero." Sophia laughed. "You already are, James. We all are, in our own ways." The royal family began their journey back to the castle, the forest behind them now alive with color and song. As the castle towers came into view, Sophia looked back one last time. The faint golden shimmer of the heart bloom danced through the trees as if waving goodbye. She placed a hand over her amulet and whispered, "Thank you." That night, as the moon rose above Enchancia, Sophia sat by her window, gazing at the stars. The mark on her knee glowed faintly, not a scar, but a symbol of her strength. Clover snuggled beside her. "So, what did you learn from all this, Princess?" Sophia smiled, her eyes reflecting the moonlight. "That being brave isn't about never getting hurt. It's about believing, even when things are hard, that love and kindness can heal anything." Clover yawned. "Good lesson. Still prefer adventures with snacks, though." Sophia laughed softly, tucking herself into bed as the amulet glowed one last time. The forest outside shimmered in peaceful light, and all of Enchancia seemed to hum with quiet magic once more. And so, the princess who once feared her smallness became the girl whose heart healed a forest, proving that true magic doesn't come from power, but from love, courage, and the kindness that never fades.